I'd like to introduce to you lovely Miss Patrice Figaro. And I find that women are very good storytellers. So I'm going to stay out of this, and I'm going to ask her if she would kindly relate to us her understanding, your understanding of what has taken place, the pains that you have gone through in trying to bring light to this subject area of the land and how it was parted with. And whatever you would like to share with us, please do so.
Thank you, Mr. Prejean. The story of my husband's family is very vibrant. It's full of a lot of very interesting information and the wisdom and knowledge of the people at the time and the things that they did. What I found is that the founding grandfather that had everything to do with the land and everything, his name was Jean Figero, and he came over to this country by way of a ship, and he was picked up at the port by Marie Dolce, family called the Dolces. They had owned a plantation and everything of that nature, which is now a state park here, I understand, in Louisiana. And so they, when they brought him over, we found a copy of his documents from the ship when he was picked up, and they noted that he couldn't speak any English. He only spoke Spanish.
So he arrived here as a slave?
Well, no, he's not listed as a slave on the document. There's no indication that he was a slave. He also, from family history, so we've been told he came here with a family crest. So that in itself, it was very important to me to dig deeper into his family's history to find out just what all is going on, what was going on, and how did he happen to come here that way, with no listing of being a slave or anything, and being with this other wealthy family. At the time, they were very wealthy, the Dolces, and they had a daughter named Marie who married a Mouton, Marie Mouton, and she, when her parents died, her and Jean, they ended up coming here to Lafayette. At that time, it was Martinville. They came here together, and she married Mr. Mouton, and he just lived in the area, from what I'm understanding.
Now, this is a black woman marrying...
No, this is a white woman. The Dolces were of Spanish and some other descent. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And she is the person who married into the Mouton family.
She's the one who married into the Mouton family. Her name was Marie. And so they just were, still friends from all their youth when they were young, because when he came, he was only 16 years old. He was a young kid when he came. And so they grew up together, and then they ended up, she married the Mouton and moved here, and then he came and he was here with her, but she had land and she had land, and that was from what I understand. We don't know the in-betweens, but we just know they both ended up here at the same time after she married. And so it was very interesting information. And nevertheless, as he continued to live here, he bought a lot of land from the Moutons. He bought more than just the land there on Lee and Jefferson. He bought land. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you all the land that was purchased.
Was there any indication of how he acquired his wealth?
What I do understand, though, is that Marie Mouton, from some of the documents I've had a chance to look at, I can tell she was very protective of him for whatever the reasons. She was concerned about making sure that things were good for him, and because he couldn't read and everything like that, but he learned to write and write his name and everything, and but he can understand. He can understand what was going on and what was being said. He just couldn't really speak the language as well. But in that, he still did all kind of business deals even then, and then later on, they bought land here in Lafayette and land over in
St. Martin.
Thank you.
Okay,
Over
now
St. Martin.
remind us again, what happened near St. Martinville?
There's land that he purchased from the Moutons over there as well.
Okay.
In St. Martinville, by a little lake that used to be called Lake Ponte.
Okay. And you said his first name
Was Jean.
Was Jean.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know? You said he arrived by ship,
Mm-hmm.
no doubt from Africa.
No, from our understanding, from Spain.
From Spain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They have listed on the document that he was from a place called Guinea, which we know is in Africa, but that's not where he came from.
But he was a man of color.
But he was a man of color. And so with that, as time went on, and he bought land, he got older. He died at 108 years of age.
Wow.
And he died out in the yard, chopping down a tree for wood. But he did live a long, good life, and he had his son, Archils. And we have marriage certificate of Archils and his wife, Sidonia. All of the, and he, made sure gave everything and put it into Archils' hands to take care of.
Okay, now we understand from talking with your husband Michael, Archils was the Figaro who purchased land from Alexander Mouton.
He purchased land too from him as well.
Okay, and I understand part of the land holdings he owned included the area where the Jim Crow Confederate soldier now stands.
Correct. That's exactly correct.
Okay. So, Mr. Archils' roots are from the St. Martinville area, and Mr. Archils winds up in Lafayette.
Correct.
And this is where he lived out his life here in Lafayette.
Correct.
Okay. Do you know how many children he had?
Let's see. Which Figaro?
Mr.
Jean?
Archils. Well, both of them, if you know.
Well, Jean, the father, which was Jean, he had one son, which was Archils. And then later on, he had 3 daughters that I was able to find that information out, which they were, he was older by the time the sisters rather one of the sisters had a child, and he raised that child, 2 of her children, he raised 2 of her children. So I did see that. And then you had, I'm trying to see, that would have been Archils. That was Archils that did that, raised the children. Jean had Archils, and Archils raised his sisters, 2 kids. There were 6 children in total. Archils had about 6 children in total of his own.
Anything notable about his children that we should know, or do you have information about his children?
Yes. Mr. Archils Figaro was very intent on his children getting an education. He thought that was the most important thing. But of course, we all know knowledge gives us a lot of understanding and power in some cases of situations and things that we would not know if we didn't have education. So that was the most important thing to him. And so what he did here in Lafayette was he went about seeking education for his children, because at that time the school system here was having a lot of trouble, and the schools here were shutting down. A lot of the public schools were shutting down here. The education wasn't good. And so what he did was he went and obtained a lady from Lafayette to come out here and help educate his children. Once he educated his children, then they became, they went to college, and then they became teachers to help in the community. They came back and helped educate other children here in the community, as well as in another part of Louisiana, Lake Charles. Into Lake Charles also. They established a school there, one of the first schools there in Lake Charles. He had a lot to do with the Catholic school system here, because that is who was watching him, because he bought a lot of little different places he rented in order to establish schools in the surrounding areas for African American children. And at that time, what he did was the Catholic Church, because he was Catholic, they were watching what he was doing, and so they asked him if he could help them, and so they worked with him in order to do the schools, and that's how he got a lot of Catholic schools through what him and the lady he brought here from Louisiana put together, the programs to educate the kids, and then the Catholic school came aboard with them.
Now, these were obviously schools that black kids attended.
Mm-hmm. Yes, okay. Exactly.
Can you give us an estimate of the period in time when that was happening? You see, following the Civil War, there was a period of time up until 1877 when Reconstruction ended. And life during Reconstruction period from 1865 to 1877, blacks were free and experienced a kind of freedom they had never known before. Following 1877, things reverted back pretty much to the way life was when blacks were slaves. Rights that they had gained from 1865 to 1877 were gradually taken away. And I'm wondering if Mr. Archils lived, what period in time did he live in terms of years?
If I'm not mistaken, when he was working and doing that with the school district, with the schools, establishing schools for the children in the communities, I believe at that time it was in 18, if I can remember, between 18, maybe 40s to 60s.
Oh.
It might have been.
Okay.
Okay.
So he
it
was
It might have been. It's either, if my memory, if I can recall, it's either somewhere I said in 1840s, late 1840s to the 60s, or it's either the 1860s and beyond. It's one of the two. I can't remember because I don't have the documents with me in front of me. I've read so many documents and so much information that it's really important to get the information out, because it was a lot. They contributed a lot to the community. They established pretty much the welfare system here in Lafayette. The helping. They started different organizations in order to, help feed the people and the people who didn't have and everything, and the care for hospital care and stuff of that nature. They really were phenomenal people, a phenomenal family that just gave and wanted to see everybody prosper,
Based on the information you're providing, my little brain is ticking and turning, and it seems that it would be more likely that his life, activities, and endeavor must have happened following the Civil War, because I can't imagine blacks being able to open schools for black people prior to the end of the Civil War. So I'm guessing, but it seems reasonable that those activities that Mr. Archils was involved in must have transpired following the 1865 when the Civil War ended.
Exactly. And like I said, my remembrance of the dates might be off, but it would have probably been more than likely after the Civil War time.
But before the 1900s.
Yes, way before the 1900s. It was still in the 1800s. That I'm sure of. It was 18. I keep saying, my mind keeps saying in the 60s and up. But yeah, it was in the 1800s. Definitely.
Good. Well, is there anything else that you can think of you might like to share with us?
Just that we're looking forward into helping the city of Lafayette to be known for, all of the accomplishments that many families achieved here and were a part of, doing things for the Lafayette area, especially the African American people. Because they've been left out.
That's very interesting that you should mention that, because very few people know that at one point in Lafayette's history, over 50% of the people were black people. Now, they were slaves, but they were the free labor that made a lot of white people rich. And because of the wealth that was accumulated as a result of the free labor of slaves, Lafayette built an economy.
Yes.
Black people here in Lafayette are never given any recognition for helping to establish Lafayette and for helping Lafayette to create an economy and prosper. Recognition is given to the plantation owners, to the elite, the wealthy people, but never stopping to realize if the wealth that was accumulated by some would never have occurred had they had to pay laborers to plant and pick the cotton and chop the sugar cane and work the rice fields. All of that labor came from black people. And your husband's relative, Mr. Figaro, lived during hard times, and to listen to your story about the good that he contributed toward the enhancement and advancement and education of black people is a very touching story. I'd like to thank you and Michael for telling us your story, and we hope to share this video with people in Lafayette so that they can learn some of the history that we have never been taught in schools. So with that in mind, to everyone, we're going to say goodbye. Again, I'd like to recognize our organization who is sponsoring this and trying to educate our people here in Lafayette, both black and white people. Surely this video will be shown to our membership, and you will be able to find it on YouTube very shortly. Thanks again.